drive to seek, the spark to create. That wasn't their design. It was a gift, a frequency for life. But they didn't create the engine. They just inverted the flow. They took your dopamine, your natural rhythm, and turned it into a currency for their cage.
So why did God engineer us with dopamine to begin with? It wasn't a mistake. Dopamine is probably what you feel in heaven. It's the eternal bliss. Dopamine is the pull towards growth. We all need that nudge to let us know that we're doing the right thing. Dopamine, well, this is the name that our scientists gave to it. God has his own term to it. It's probably just called love. But dopamine is the currency. Dopamine is the currency of this realm. You may think that fiat, paper money, gold, silver, all these other material things. But at the essence, we all just looking for a feeling to be fulfilled. And dopamine is that. It's the engine behind curiosity. But as you can see from our last video, man has been compromised in his fall. So man and woman is the car. Dopamine is the engine behind love, curiosity, and everything that we desire and want to do. The engine is what feeds us. Today, we're going to be looking at the ancient architecture of control and now the corporate systems feeding you synthetic highs. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with this experiment going on in Switzerland that's probably going to blow your mind. The system doesn't want you to grow. The system wants you to obey. So the goal of the deceptors is to deceive, is to invert things. God created the dopamine to reward good behavior. So Satan, Lucifer, the archons, they take something good and they turn it upside down. So now, the fall of man, people are rewarded with dopamine for any type of behavior, good or bad. They don't want you growing. They want you addicted. They want you spinning your wheels with a reward keeps you starving. It's a sick game. As you probably already know, drugs are the ultimate cheat code. Usually you get dopamine intake or dopamine droplets from your brain through earning something. It's like a reward. Like you gotta work hard to get that dopamine. That's God's plan. But when you take drugs, you get that dopamine with no effort, plus 10, 20x times that amount that you would normally get. And when you partake in that new lifestyle, the brain sees this new shortcut as a new normal. So the old normal is not fun no more. You got to continue this to get that same high as which it was a normal. Now you got to chase. You got to keep going. So you're going deeper down a hole. So now you cheat. Now you chasing the dopamine. You in the trap. Drugs and gambling go hand in hand. And today, we're submersed in online betting. Everybody has a parlay. Everybody has a ticket. Chasing that high. Some people never win a bet, or if they do win a bet, it's very rare. So they lose over and over, but they still keep chasing. Some research have stated that the high of nearly winning is just as powerful, as addictive than actually winning the bet. It's not about the game, it's about the parlay. It's about the thrill of the almost. It's that feeling that they give you so they can just bleed your account. Now, a lab in Switzerland is growing human brain tissue. Yes, they feed it dopamine to learn how to command it. They are mapping the frequency of your motivation. They are gathering data on how the brain works in real time using a simulated brain, studying the exact voltage required to make you can buy love, hate. We talk about life as a political state. It's not. It's a biological state. If your reward system is controlled by somebody else, you're not free. They're testing the tissue in Switzerland to see if it will obey. Now ask yourself a question. Are you any different? It's a positive feedback loop reinforcing the behavior And it makes the partner want to continue this pattern because the results are desirable. Jeremiah 17:9 states, "Curse the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength." And in Jeremiah, when it stated the heart is deceitful, when Jeremiah says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick, that goes along with vulnerability. That reveals when the human heart is detached from the source, is in complete torment. When you put all your energy into a substance or a person or a feeling outside of the creator and they take that away from you, that's when the torment comes. And on the same page, it ends with, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick." So when a person is completely consumed, addicted by their desire, that's when they're completely consumed by flesh. So you become addicted to something outside of you, whether it's from a corporation or something that grows from the earth and is processed by man and sold to you. Biological terms, dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It's a chemical messenger in your brain. It acts as a primary signaling molecule for motivation, reward, and reinforcement. This is like the ultimate trap. The ultimate trap if used for bad, but the ultimate tool for good as well. So what is dopamine? We just figured out what dopamine is. It's the brain's currency. So if it's the brain's currency, it's this physical realm's currency. Everybody wants to feel a certain way. They want to feel powerful. They want to feel respected. They want to feel loved. And that's what dopamine is. It's the hit. It's the reward that you get from anything that you do in life. So therefore, it's the ultimate tool of destruction and the ultimate tool to use to build character. Yeah. But like anything, overconsumption, you're going to dull your nerves, you're going to dull the senses, and what's left?